Hi guys.
How's it going?
Good. Sorry about the missed stop. I guess somehow they got the meeting at 2, but I'm glad you guys got the message.
This works better for me in Chicago, so all good.
All right. I got some time here. Hey Jimmy. Jimmy, are you on the call? Where's Jimmy? All right. What's up, Jimmy?
What up, Rico?
Hey Jimmy, you know, is there any way I can put it like in the background? Because what I wanted to do from now on is kind of put this stuff in for you guys, when I basically give them highlights and stuff like that. I mean, how do you do that?
I'm not sure if you'd be able to do it in the background, but if you have that version typed out, you can
Yeah.
just copy and paste it into the chat section here.
Okay. So then that person can actually will click to the chat and see that, right?
And they can see it exactly.
Okay. Well, I think I'll do that starting next week because you know what I want to do now is I start to give you guys workouts.
Mhm.
So we got the videos prepared, they're being voiced over, and then I'm gonna put that on the desktop. So then when I talk to you guys, I can just show the video in the water and the video on the deck.
Perfect.
But then I want to be able to, you guys to be able to use it. I want to be able to have access to it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So and then if I write the workouts like this, because what I was thinking about it is I created a template for you guys. So I'm going to put a template. I'm going to write 21 days of workout and give it to you guys.
That's
And then you
awesome.
guys can look at it and you can see. And then if you have any questions, we'll discuss it over a series of like 2-3 weeks.
That's a great plan. In addition to copy and pasting in the chat, you could even just send that out via email.
Yeah,
right
the
away.
same email that you guys get my code, right? I would be able to do the same thing by sending the email to all you guys with all that, the outline and the template and all the workout. That way you all will have it with you. And then when we do the Zoom, we will discuss what I already sent you.
That's awesome.
Okay?
I look
I
forward
think
to
it
it.
would be best for all of you guys. That way you have it not just in your hand, but you have it all the time that you can take it to work out. I mean, it's there with you. I mean, it becomes your little notebook, kind of like thing.
Yeah, that's a good reference for sure.
All right. All right.
Thanks, Rico.
We got about another minute, 2 minutes. Felix, my man.
What's up? What's up, Rico? How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's finally getting a little warm in here, Of course, I
Yeah.
have to come do this on usually in my little studio because I have this thing is movable so I can do my work because outside the kids are playing the pool, and it's too noisy.
Well, lucky them.
I know. I wish I could be there playing with them, but then I get too tired. The little girl of mine, my God, she's 3 years old, but she puts me through a workout.
Well, thanks for doing this, Rico.
Oh, this is awesome. I look forward to this, man. All right. So as I was talking to Jimmy earlier, what I've done is this. So I've created now, I know you can't read it, just for the idea. I created now a series of all the workouts that we're going to be doing. Like today, for example, we're going to doing eight center drills, 2-meter drills. We're going to talk about it. There's so many points, particularly with center. It's one thing that I've had a lot of success, both in high school and college, men and women. I have never not have a team that I didn't have an All-American center. And that will go the same with national teams, no matter, in Italy when I was there, a lot of those guys are centers now. They were on that team. The Chinese, we had very, very strong centers. Our 18-year-old girl was considered top 3 in the Olympic Games. So center is something that I take a lot of pride to it. And I believe that I think a center is a lot like a quarterback, coach in the NFL. You need to take some more time with that person. I think we need to go what I call beyond center, and beyond center means that a lot of times we have a tendency, and that's something that it becomes part of it is not our fault, is that all of us, including myself when I started coaching, we have to do everything. And then, by the time we're coaching the goalie, we're coaching the center, we're coaching the defender, we're coaching the drivers, you're swimming, you're the physical conditioning guy, you're the guy in the weight room. And, it doesn't give you a lot of time for preparation, and most of the time, most of us were also teachers in the classroom, so we were teachers in the classroom and then doing all the stuff and family. It kind of makes it hard for you to sit over there and dedicate the time that it needs to be able to have this kind of success. So what I've done is this, and I want to know if it's okay, with you guys, that this is the idea that I have. I've created a template, okay? And I created a template, and I thought I would do is that I would write 21 days of workout for you guys, okay? The last week, I wrote down 50 swim sets for water polo in particular, 40 goalie workouts, okay? And now I'm in the process of writing, I'm at around 35 passing drills, 35 shooting drills. So, and I'm going to use those in this workout series of 21 days. I'm going to give you 21-day template. And then I'm going to send it to you. Okay. Then we will have these discussions, and on the discussions, you're going to have that workout with you. So that would give you time to take a look at it. If you have any questions, And then you can build that so when we do get back in the pool, not only you have it written, but you also have video clips. Okay? So is that would work out okay with you guys? Okay. All right, so let's get started because we got a lot to cover. We got plenty of time, but we got a lot to cover. Okay, so we're going to start out today. As our topic today is, of course, is center and defenders. You know, let's talk about the center a little bit more than the defender at this point. The defenders, I have talked about it in times before, and so I think the center is something we need to do. Okay, so the centers, the way I look at it, the center has 5 types of workouts. There are 5 preparations of center. Okay, 5. And these videos are ready on Saturday, and I made 4 workouts per series. Okay, so there's 5 series of these workouts. These workouts is what we call, slam. There's a series of 16 workouts in slam, 16 workouts in pressure, 16 workouts in slider, 16 workouts in power and quickness, and 16 workouts in BU. Okay, BU means that some of the centers are going to be power centers, some are going to be second centers, some are going to be swimming 2 centers. So there's a different type there. It's not, not every quarterback throws a deep ball. I mean, there's running quarterbacks, there's passing quarterbacks. And so the same thing going on in the NBA. I mean, there are centers that, man, they have no range. They got to slam dunk everything. There are some centers that will pull you outside. So why would it be any different in water polos? I mean, we have to give a little more credit to our game. I mean, sometimes it seems like we're, it's just water polo. No, water polo is an amazing game. I mean, it was in the Olympics way before football. I mean, basketball and all these other sports there, volleyball and all that. So it's a tremendous game, but you got to use your head. So these are the series. Okay, so let's talk about water. Let's start with the slam. Let's start with the posture series. Okay, the posture series, what I usually start with, and let me explain what the posture series is. Okay, when you are at the center position, you have to make sure that you have a straight back. It doesn't matter if you are sitting at the end of the chair. Some centers like to be a little bit leaning back. Some centers like to be straight. Some centers like to be a quarter turn one way, quarter turn in the other. But the important thing is to have his back line up with his hips and lumbar. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to explode. You're going to have to go backwards to go forward to get the shot off. That's a mistake. So you think about it, if I'm in the center, the ball comes in, if I can just explode to the shot, I'm going to be a lot quicker than the guy that has to go back and then forward. Particularly with the quick defenses today. Defenses are coming back a lot quicker than they used to. So imagine you go backwards and now you go forward. I'm telling you, the defense is going to be there. The defense is going to be there now. Trust me, they will be there. They're running all kinds of mobile defenses now, and they are quick. So what's important to do is not to do that. So you be in a position when the ball is in the air, you're already stepping forward. You're meeting the ball. You're not waiting for the ball. You're not waiting for the ball. The second reason why that is effective is that if I have a 2-meter guard behind me, right, when I go backwards, the smart 2-meter guards, and there's quite a few, the smart 2-meter guards, they're not going to let you push them back. The moment you push them back, they're going to saddle kick, and they're going to step to the ball, and they're going to actually touch the ball. And then they'll touch your elbow. I actually recommend touching the elbow, not the hand. The hand, you might get turned. The elbow, you will never get turned. Okay, you push the elbow, you can't get turned. All right, so if you don't go backwards, now you make that defender have to go forward with you. But if you start ahead of him, no matter what he does, he's behind you. So the first thing that happens when you work on the posture drill, you don't get the ball stolen. Hey, you can get called for ball under. You can get called for contra foul. You can score. You can get an exclusion. You can miss a shot. But you're not going to get the ball stolen. And you think about it as a coach, because that's what we are. If I'm a coach and I know that my center never gets the ball stolen, I'm going to be a lot more comfortable with driving because I know the ball is never going to get stolen. So that is something that we want to be able to do. And we're going to show that. I have 8 clips here that shows all these situations. Okay? So this is the posture drill. How do you do the posture drill? The first thing I do, and you know, it seems like everybody say that to somebody, they immediately use that forever. I take a tennis ball or a small ball and I put it underneath their chin. Okay. All my center posture drills are with a ball under their chin. And let me explain why. If I take a small ball, okay, so if I take a small ball and I put it here, okay, what ends up happening is that I cannot throw my head back. Because if I throw my head back, the ball comes out. Okay? I cannot turn around and make my motion this way because the ball comes out. And as a center, you want to be compact. So if I put the ball here, now all my movement is I'm in this position. No matter what I do, I'm in this position. I mean, I am solid. The guy can hit me. He can push me. He can try to sink me. My cervical back here, my traps, I mean, they're going to be here. And guess what? Because I am leaning forward, am I going to get called for a contra foul? Am I going to get called for headbutting? No, I'm not. The second thing it does, and you can do it yourself as you're sitting there, the moment that you put your head forward like this, your shoulders naturally move forward and they tighten it. The moment that, you know, when you go back, you have a tendency, it's kind of almost like nature, right? When you throw your head back, it's like almost to relax, like, your shoulders kind of like melt. But watch when you go forward, the moment you go forward like this, your shoulders tense. That means you're already in the aggressive mode to go get that ball because that ball's coming in, it's yours. Nobody's going to take that thing from you. Okay? So we do all the posture drills with the ball in the center. And what we do, we put a band around your back, around your waist, however you want to do it, backpack it. And then we take it to the massive and we do it in three types of workout. The first one is egg beatering back with sculling motions this way, pushing backwards, because that's what you'll be doing, is pushing the defender back. So he goes backwards, the hands the same time, but the egg beater position, okay? Then you do a set of 6 of 30 seconds, okay? Then you go 6 of 30 seconds. This time you do it with the hands moving in a different way and still with the egg beater kick. The third one, you're now using vertical breaststroke and the hands together. So it's vertical breaststroke and just the hands together, okay? There's the breaststroke, and the hands together, vertical breaststroke and the hands together. And then, of course, the fourth one, it is the hardest one because at that point, you do not use your hands at all. You just basically use the vertical breaststroke just to kick yourself back, 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 still maintaining the ball here. These are the initial 4 of the posture drills, okay? So they're about 12 minutes. All my drills are 12 minutes. So there's 6 of 3 seconds. That's 3 minutes, okay? So it's 12 minutes, 12 minutes of work. You say, well, yeah, coach, but there's rest. Yeah, but, you put the rest in between, but I always count the amount of time we work, not the amount of time we rest. That's recovery time, and I put it in a separate way. So it's a 12-minute workout. So you can do posture drills on a Monday. You can go slam drills on a Tuesday. Then you can go slide drills on a Wednesday. But that center needs to do work every day. Every day, the center needs to do a different work than everybody else. It does. What good is it if you put the center out there taking outside shots? Please, guys, why? I see this all the time. I go watch workouts, and I watch it says, where's your center? Oh, yeah, that was right there. He's taking shots from the 3 position. I'm like, why? When is he going to take shots from the 3 position? Why? That would be like saying I'm going to take, back in the days, a Shaquille O'Neal or these kind of guys who would be sitting there shooting 3-pointers. Why? He should be in front of the cage. He should be shooting the ball in front of the cage, holding the ball, passing the ball, rebounding the ball. Have him in front of the cage when the guys are shooting. Every rebound, he goes for the rebound and puts it back in the goal. That's what your center should be doing all the time, not once in a while, all the time, okay? One more, and then we go to the video. The second one is called the Slam Series, okay? The Slam Series, now you have the ball. So what you do is you're basically going forward now because anytime you have the ball, you go forward. Every time you're doing posture, you go backwards, okay? Now when you go forward, I go forward with the ball in my hand. I take the ball with 2 hands, go as far as I can when my legs just about to give. I go up and I'll slam the ball 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it up for about 6 seconds, 6 to 10 seconds, depending on your quality, okay? And then go back. Same thing, 6 times. okay? You slamming the ball. Every time you slam the ball, huge vertical breast kick to go straight up. You're now working core, lats, and then that finishing power. We need that finishing power that comes with the shoulder. That is so important. We don't have that enough. Our centers are not, let's just say, power quick. And we're going to get to that in a second. You know, they're not that enough. They're either strong or they're quick, but they're not the both. There's very few, okay? The next slam series that you do is you're now doing with one hand. You're coming up the same way. With the other hand out of the water, you're coming up big, slam, coming up big, slam left, slam center, slam right, slam center, slam center, with one hand, okay? The next thing you do is you go up as far as you can. You're now basically not slamming, but you're like slamming, but stopping the slam and bringing it down. Stop the slam and bringing it down. Remember, resistance is part of power. So you have to have the resistance, not always slamming. So then we got, 16 drills of that slamming series. I'm going to say one more because I did mention PQ before we go to some videos. PQ is what I call power and quickness. A lot of people worry a lot about speed and a lot about strength. I worry more about power and quickness. And the reason for that, I don't need a guy to be able to push the guy for 10 seconds. I want to be able that my defender or my center get in a position and within 1 or 2 seconds, boom, you get that power and boom, you jam, you're in there. So that power is what I'm looking for. And I think too many workouts are designed for strength. Well, if I was like a wrestler or it's like a difference of a defensive lineman and an offensive lineman in football. One has strength, the other has power. You have power. That means you got to be able to jam. You got to be able to do everything in like 1 to 2 seconds. It has to be powerful. And power is generated by, again, your lower body, your legs, your core. That's going to generate power. And then, of course, this explosive motion that we make, this is going to bring the power to the situation. Quickness. Again, I don't care if you swim the 100 yards in 45 seconds. It doesn't make any difference to me. I want to know how quickly you can go forward. How quick can you go 3 yards, 2.5 yards? Most of the time you use quickness in water polo is you're driving, you usually have 5 or 6 meters. So, and you can't go inside the 2. So you basically are going so fast for about 4 meters. But let me ask you a question. How many drills you actually do that the athlete swims 4 meters, 5 meters? That's all. I just need him to swim 4 to 5 meters. I need him to be so quick. I mean, the NFL went on from 100-meter sprints to 60-meter sprints to 40-meter sprints because nobody runs more than 40 meters. I don't need the guy to run 100 meters. He needs to run 40. Well, I don't need my guy to swim 25 meters because that's most of them already do. I need him to be quick. So PQ is what I call power and quickness. And in the center position, that is tremendous. And you're going to see the center and the women's side. We got a couple like that. The Spanish center is very good at that. I mean, you see these new generations of center. We go back to our great centers in the past, and we had great ones. Our own people like Terry Schroeder, great center. Ryan Bailey, great center. People like Molnar, great center, and Pikic or Prejlovic. And they were great centers. But you got this new generation of centers, and they're quicker. I mean, not only are they powerful, but they're quicker. And they can slide more, And with the new rules, they're given a little more time. They can actually slay out. See, with the 5-meter rules, kind of the layout disappear because the center usually is at about 3 meters. Well, if the guy is defending a guy to shoot the ball from 5 meters, that means that defender is at 4 meters. So the moment the guy lay out, the guy would come back and knock the ball out of their hand. Well, now that you're going 6 meters, the guy's a little bit wider, right? So you have a little more space. So think about it. If you're here and they were running, let's just say they were just running a 3-4, right? Well, it's kind of hard for this guy to lay out because as he lay out here, this guy's going to step back and take the ball. Well, now the guy's still at 3 meters, but these guys are at 6. So the tendency is that these guys are a little further out. So that's going to give you a little more time, and that's going to buy you about a half second to 1 second. If for a center, that's huge. if I had actually half a second when I played, or 1 second, it makes a huge difference. All right. So let's take a look at some videos, and then we'll come back. Okay, the first one we're going to show. I'm going to take this away from. The first one I'm going to show is this Hungary-Croatian game. And I'm going to show you, I always going to show you the guy going into the center. And this is a Croatian center. Croatian centers, traditionally, they're very much standing up. And they use what I was saying to you before with the two hands kind of pushing forward. Because what they're doing, they're usually quite big. Guys like Dobud, you know, and what's the name of the new guy now that played for Brazil in 2016. But, you know, these guys are huge, and they hold position that way. And traditionally, a lot of the Croatian centers don't turn so much. They rely so much on the outside shot, so they want the exclusion or the foul. So let's take a look at that. There he goes in there. There he slides. Okay, he's going to put the back. He's still positioning. There. Now he's in position. See, he's just standing with the hands going back. Okay, going back, going back. Traditionally, they would either sweep shot or they're you know, they don't usually turn. There is the exclusion. Let's take a look at that exclusion again, because it's a mistake on the defender. Okay, a lot of people say, wasn't that an offensive foul? Look at their hand right here. See, it's not in the back of his head. This referee is watching it. Okay, so goes ahead. There you go. See that hand coming up. They sweep shot, and then right here, see the neck? Okay, look at the neck again. Watch the hand around the neck. Go. Okay, there. Okay, so what they are doing right now, they're protecting. They're protecting the centers a lot, because a lot of injury has been happening about around the neck. So one of the things that I tell my defenders is I use the armpit. Okay, armpit is the most uncomfortable place to touch. Okay, most people don't like their armpit being touched. I mean, it's just uncomfortable to have somebody's hand in your armpit. You either ticklish, you know, or it's just uncomfortable. It's just not a fun place. Okay, so what I usually teach, I don't teach dirty play, I never will. But what I teach is what I call the pinch hand. See this little pinch hand like this? You just put your hand right underneath the armpit and just kind of explode underneath there. Trust me, that person will back up. Because it is uncomfortable, you know? And so we used to just get underneath the armpit, and that can unbalance the person much better than actually pulling on a shoulder and pulling around the neck. The other thing it does, a lot of times the natural impulses when you go around the armpit is for the guy to throw that arm back. And a lot of times that will look like he's throwing an elbow, you know, and you can do a little acting like, oh, man. You know, a little acting sometimes is not a bad idea. I don't like the faking, but a little acting sometimes it helps. Okay, so using the armpit is going to give you a lot more base for your defender. You know, I have it here. I teach wraparound, push slide, quarter turn, saddle step, knee tilt, pit trust. Okay, it's my number 6. So pit trust is what I would say armpit. You know, so I don't say armpit, so I just say pit trust. Again, just get underneath. It's not a punch. Just place it so it gets right in between the joint, and then just kind of push it a little bit, okay? And then trust me, that will unbalance that guy. He or she might not like you for a while, but it's okay. You know, I mean, when they get married, they forget all about it. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Next screenshot here. Okay, the next one we're going to see, all right? We're going to take a look at 2 of them. It's going to be Hungary and Italy. And in this game over here, I don't know what was happening with Hungary, but Hungary went down 6-0 and then came back 7-4. But it was down 6-0, and they just couldn't do anything right. So let's take a look at this one. And we're going to watch 2 of them, and then we'll talk. All right? So let's see. Here he goes. He's going to me. That's Bodegas. You know, he's moving inside, constantly moving. Exclusion. The guy goes out of his way. Boom, right there. Quick call, quick shot. Okay. The thing that I wanted to show you is this. Watch the move that he makes up here. Okay? So he's coming in here. Go. No, stop. There. Okay. See, this guy is balls in this side. This guy is trying to deny. What he does is, see his right hand right here? He's going to do a quarter turn to the inside. So instead of backing in from here, he's going to quarter turn to the inside. And once he does that, he'll push him back just enough. And this guy's dead. You know, what should have happened at this point, this guy should have come back quick and they should have run a 2-3 right here. But Hungary does not do that. And then, boom, there he goes. He goes in the inside, turns, explodes. You see that explosion? You see that? Hey, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm saying about the power and quickness. I've seen that move made 10, 12 times. But guys like Bodegas, guys like, the Spanish center, the Greek center, Knakas, they make this so powerful that there's no way the guy has to grab. It's not like this strong move. No, it's not a move. It's a power move. All right, let's take a look at the second one. Okay, it's just, let's see, this one is just, yep, okay, it goes over here to 49, I think. It's pretty close. There, let's put it there. Okay, 49. Let's put it right there. Come on. Okay. There you go. There. Okay. So here's where we're going to go again. Watch the situation, right? The goal coming back. Watch the center position again. Okay. Watch how Hungary is actually allowing them to come into the center position. There it is right there. But let's stop. So here's the blue team. Here's the white team. So look what the center is. Look at this guy leaning on it, right? You know, this guy's off a little bit. Look how the center is. Right now, if he pushes too hard, he's going to be called for an offensive foul. So right now what he's doing is just maintaining contact and control, all right? But look at the mistakes that Hungary is going to do. Right now, these two guys, they don't want to play. They're just floating around, okay? Here we go. He makes one move. There you go. See, turn around, get to his back. There he is, holding his back. Yeah, go. Okay. And some of you will say like, well, you know, it's an offensive foul. No, it isn't. Watch how he 360 turns, okay? Go back again. If it's only an offensive foul if he pushes off the guy. He's going to turn there. See, the guy went that way, so he turned and then he slid. That's the slide series that we're talking about. You got to have a slide series, you know, because a lot of times players don't understand that. Okay, so again, you're here, you're like this. First is like this. The moment that you see the ball, he immediately slides in. He now throws his arm back and holds position right there. He waits. He's in position. He doesn't go backwards. He's sitting over here. The guy is the one doing a little backpacking on him. Once the backpack becomes really strong on him, what does he do? He turns, and then as he turns, the guy comes over, then he slides away, and he has the pass. That's a slide series. You got to be ready for whatever happens, guys. You can't always just have the same shot. I mean, this is one thing sometimes. Well, coach, it was a bad pass. Oh, coach, she was holding. So what? When you're telling me this, if I'm the coach, think about it. When your players tell you this and he goes, okay, all right. I don't yell. I'll just go like this. Okay, all right. Go over there and do about, 60 turns in the corner because obviously you're not good enough to do the turn, so you got to practice the turn. I'm not going to be sitting there and give him an excuse. Well, yeah, that guy's good. Oh, man, that guy's strong. Well, if he's strong, become strong. If he's quick, become quick. Stop giving excuses, right? All right. So now let's take a look at the slide series a little bit. We talked about it. The slide series is that you have to be able to slide, but still be in position to shoot the ball. So it doesn't matter if I slide this way, if I slide this way. So what I usually do to create strength, I take a 3-kilo ball, let's say a 5, 6 pound ball, and I put it in the shoulder of the center, okay? I put the shoulder in the center, then I'll put in a band on him, have him extend the band, to about 80%. Once it's in that position, I'm going to have him make all the motions. So I'm going to throw 6 balls to him. And one time he's going to throw this way and shoot. The other time it's going to be this way. The other time I'd be here. The other time I'd be here. But every time with something heavy on his shoulders. Do not do something that it does make put the pressure. Because a lot of times people just lean on the other hand. Most of the times when I'm working my center, I actually tape a tennis ball into their hand. Because I don't want them to use their hand to grab. I don't want them to grab things. I don't want to grab suits. I don't want it. I want him to be powerful enough to be able to explode in whatever he needs to do. Then in the game, if he has to do a little holding, it's okay. But if all you practice is holding, because that's what I see a lot of times, you guys just practicing holding and holding and holding. Why would you practice something that's illegal? Sometimes you're going to have to use it a little bit, but don't practice. I mean, come on. You don't need to do that. You know, the great centers, you watch them. Their hands in here. We're going to show this series now. This one, it's a Serbia-Spain game, and watch their centers. Okay, let's take a look in here. All right, Nagy was not a happy boy that day, that's for sure. All right, let's see the Serbia-Spain. We got two of them that we're going to take a look at it. All right, right off the bat, watch this. He's coming into the center position. Watch the motion in there. Go. There he is. Don't be fighting. Just kind of go in. But once you get in here, his teammate's going to help him out. He takes a guy out of the way. This guy fakes it. All of a sudden, there is this position that he wants right there. There you go. Exclusion. All right. Let's do it again. This is a set. The 2-meter man doesn't work by itself, guys. So he is coming in here. So this guy is basically saying, this is a good guy. I'm going to throw away him to that side. Okay. Okay. This is the, you know, I'm going to push him onto that side. Okay. Then this guy is going to come in like he's going to do a double post. That is going to force them to come back, and that's going to give you the center position. Go. There he goes. There he goes. Kotenko drive. Here's the post up. Opening. Forces these guys to come back. They're now into that 2-3. There he goes. There's a corner right there. And there's the exclusion. All right. All right. Let's take a look at another one. Same game, but later on. Okay, here we go. We're going the other way now. Watch. Same thing. Center's trying to get this position, you know. This guy right here is what I want you to look at. See what he's doing right here? See, he sometimes, and the point that I'm making is, a lot of times we don't understand that the best times to post up and be a second center is when you're coming on the counter attack, when everybody's preoccupied with the center coming down the middle. You notice that everybody was preoccupied about what was happening here, and this guy does a great job of just coming in and getting this guy excluded. Okay, so look at again. See how everybody's preoccupied here? You know, look at this guy's way back here. There's an extra guy here. You know, everybody's in this side. It's totally unbalanced. So why? This is what I see sometimes in games. This guy just sits still. Why are you sitting still? That's the time you come in as a second center, and referees will pay it off. Trust me. There he goes. Tries it again. There you go. Still nothing there again. There he goes again. He goes second center. There you go. Exclusion. Every time. Every time. One thing that I've learned is that I used to tell my players all the time is that the referees pay almost 2-to-1. If you come in as a second center or post up, the chances of you getting that defender excluded is probably 50% higher. It really is. Because the referee feels that most of the guys guarding these guys are not good. So they don't have good technique, even though it is getting better. So usually what's happening is they come in the second center, comes that immediate drop. And when it comes that immediate drop, you have accomplished your purpose. Okay, and that is you freeing arms in the perimeter, and you can work into 2 meters. Okay, because again, that's the idea. When you're doing your leg work, it's really important that you work 4 types of legs. You're going to work your wrestling legs, your shooting legs, your passing and repositioning legs, and displacing the defender legs. What does that mean? When you're wrestling legs, you're going to use strictly egg beater. Okay, so you're going to use egg beater to basically just wrestle. So you're wrestling with a guy back and forth. You basically just egg beater because it's all you're trying to do is go power on power. Okay, but the moment you're looking into shooting position, you're going to use either a donkey kick if you're going to go backwards, or you're going to use usually a scissor kick. And then you got to use a scissor kick to get off. You know, you don't usually use a vertical kick because you're not usually going to go up. There's a defender right there, but you're going to go a scissor kick. That's what that player we just saw use the scissor kick to come out this way. That's a scissor kick. The donkey kick, of course, is when the player is really holding you. Throw your legs backwards and just thrust your core back as hard as you can, and then you're going to be in that position. It comes off the wrist. Okay, so you have to practice those legs with a heavy ball. You got to do those workouts with a heavy ball, both the scissor slide and also the donkey kick step. So you got to do that. Then you have passive reposition that you're going to use spider legs, because now the guy's moving, swimming all over the place. If you try to hold him with your arm, well, a lot of times you're going to be called for an offensive foul. Plus, his body's a lot stronger than one arm. So what you got to do is you got to do spider legs. Your knees immediately come up, they get wider, and then you're basically just taking like a spider, basically just moving a spider and using your hips, because the good thing about the spider legs is that they use the hip to block the situation. So they block it, block it, block it, force the person to come way around. Once it does that, then you cut and jam, okay? Cut and jam the posture. And then, of course, the last one is displacing the defender. I like the one arm back. Put your one hand right above his buttocks, right where the lower back is, one hand up, and then get a little closer, not close enough that you're backpacking on him, and then get a huge breaststroke vertical kick. And then just do a huge quick and push. That is very hard for that hip to stay. That means the hip's going to go under just a little bit. The moment that that happens, I'll come in with the shoulders and then finish up the move with my shoulders. But again, because my hand is always up, I'm never going to get called for an exclusion, number one. And number two, the player has no place to grab. He can't grab my left hand. My left hand is up here. If he grabs my arm, everybody's going to see it. So jam with the right and lean forward. If the guy's a left-hander, just do it the opposite way. So I really like the displacing defender. That means the way I look at it, I'm going to give you a hint. The way I work this up, you know those little Annies that you work out for that mouth thing, you know, when we do our CPR? You know, the little Annie, the little doll, you know, that they put on the table? It's like usually just a torso, right? What I did is I filled that up with water. So it weighs 40 pounds. When I filled it up with water, I sealed it, everything, put a nice bathing suit on it, put a cap on it, made Annie look really like a water polo player. And because it's full of water, when you throw it in the water, it doesn't sink. It doesn't. It just stays more or less about 2-3 inches above, below the water. And then I just had my center would take Annie and just grab Annie from underneath the armpit and just shove it forward. And then shove it forward. So then I would have my 2-meter guard be what? All he's doing is he's shoving the 2-meter man forward. So we'll take Annie that's 40 pounds, and you take 25 yards with your defender, grabbing this 40 pounds and shoving it forward, and shoving it forward, and shoving it forward. Trust me, you will develop the displacing the defender. You really do. Because you're going to be pushing the center out of the way. You're going to be pushing the defender out of the way. This ability of this power that you can do. Okay, can you do it with a regular player? Sure. The problem with a regular player, even though you tell them not to, they usually help the guy by doing a little kicking. So if you can get a dead guy in the pool, then that would be all right, because then you can just throw the dead guy out. But, you know, usually I don't think your schools will permit you to do that. So that's why I use Annie. All right. Let's go look for the we're going to take a look at one of the girls' game, because, again, being a center on the women's side, it is different. They have something called a bathing suit. Okay. And so we're going to take a look in here. And right now I'm looking at two great centers. I mean, I really like Paula, the Spanish center. She's excellent. Lechon, she's big. She's like 6'1", 6'2", weighs about 240 pounds. But I really also like the center for Russia. Okay, so let's take a look at these babies. Okay, here's the first one. We're going to take a look. Is here, right here, just starting. Watch Lechon. Okay, here she goes. Watch how her position. There she is. You notice that she's going to keep moving a lot more than the men do. Okay, you notice that she keeps turning. You see that turn that she did right in the beginning? Okay, you need to see that turn that she did there, is that she reached the hand, but there's a good crash by the Russians, even though the coach doesn't think so. But this is what I wanted you to show you. You see this spin motion that she's going to do right here. Okay. See, she spins. See, spins. Then she's going to spin. Okay. ladies, if you look at the top centers in the world, all of them pretty much do that. I mean, the center from Hungary does that, the center from US, and that is because on the women's side, usually that hand that on the guy just goes in the lower back. On the women's side, a lot of times the defenders have a tendency to grab right around the belly area, so they grab around the belly area. Suits are getting better, but they still grab around the belly area, or they'll come in with a side grip. So what you do is you just 360 turn. So what we recommend when we're sending the centers, they come in, they get to a positions like they did, and then the moment you do that, you're going to 360, and that's basically to let go of her. And once she lets go of it, then she's just trying to get her arm set right here, okay? I'm going to keep going forward because the next play is actually right after from the other side. So she sticks her right hand. She's now in position. There's the right hand right there. She's giving it a target. There it goes. But again, the pass was just a little tight, and it was not a catch. But that yelling by Mikioka is going to help. As here comes the back. Quick return. Bad pass by the goalie. All right, there she goes again. There she goes. There it is right there. It's already on a 5-0. He's already on a defensive drop. So there's just some movement, but not much movement out of the center. There's that turn. See that turn? You see the turn again? She did the turn again. Nothing. Rebound. Again, still with Spain. Spain is getting a lot of options here. There she is. The dop is in front of her, but there she goes again. She's going to keep trying to move. And then this time, the player is excluded. So again, look at this again. Once she got to that position, the thing you want to look at to see how she is here, she's not with her back against the player. The women's side, a lot of times, because of the grabbing, they will 360 or sometimes even 180, and then they will throw the arms out there to show the grab that sometimes come around the neck, okay? So in this situation, that's exactly what happens. There it is right there. She turned, she went inside and turned. There's the hand, there's the grab. See, the grab was right around the breast area, and then once you do that, then you're gone, Okay, so again, the women's side, looking at my belly here, but the women's side here, they grab here, okay? But a lot of times when they turn in this position, with this actually puts the arm out of position because you're 360, a lot of times they'll come in here, okay? They're coming here. When I was in China, I had them design some suits that the suit actually came almost this high. And that did not allow, because a lot of people try to use the suits here. They will give a lot of grab. Try to shoot a little bit higher. It doesn't have the grab in here, okay? Some of the new suits out there are being designed. They also make with a little heavier polyester. Yes, it's not as comfortable, but then it also doesn't give as much. But it's one of those suits that you basically have to play and then get it off of you as quickly as you can because it does not breathe. I used to have in China, my girls team was really good. And so I used to have my guys wearing the girls' bathing suit, and trust me, they were not happy. They said, I don't know how they do that. And I used to say, hey, that's because you're a lot tougher. All right, girls are a lot tougher. I live on that one. Okay, watch this last one here. I want to show you this one. Then we'll give you time for questions. Watch this last one here because it's actually one of my favorites. It's right now, I just love the way that Greece and Italy and Spain are playing. I really do. I think they're doing a really good job. Oops, I think I got the wrong one. Sorry. Go back. I really do enjoy their way they're playing. And so I've been watching a lot of their videos. I was lucky enough to play against them a lot last year when I was coaching Brazil at Worlds. But take a look at this center right here from Greece. I mean, I think he's one of the best centers in the world right now. Here we go. He comes into 2 meters. He works so hard. There he is right there. He's got his position, the drive across to clean it. Look his drive back. I mean, he is driving that guy back. I mean, look how much he's moving. He's not giving up. I mean, there's no exclusion now. He's working. There he goes. He wants to go forward. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. You notice that he's not going backwards. He's going forward, and the guy has to grab him. Now, if he goes backwards on that, I guarantee it's not going to be an exclusion. Watch it again. I love 2 things. Number one, even though there's a rub off over there real quick, I mean, so Greece is doing a good job to get him the ball, even though this guy's coming back a little. Look at his arm. His arm is free. His arm is free. And he's going to fight. He's going to keep moving in here. This is what I'm talking about, power. I love it, man. I love it. Look at him fighting. I mean, he's not going to go. I don't care. He's going to fight. And he's sitting over there. There's his position. There it is, the hand. He's going to get his hand, and the guy can't let it go. Hey, and he won't let it go. And that's what we're talking about. I mean, so to me, I like the centers that are like here. Hey, I'm here. Come on, come to me. Boom, I go forward. Opposed to the center goes, come on, give me the ball. Wait a minute, let me go backwards, and then I'm gonna come back. No. And you know what you do is you do that at training. At training, don't let him do that. At training, put in 5 pounds on his back. Put in 5 pounds on his shoulder. You're going to see that he won't do that anymore. And then you have to make sure that he works for power every time. That's one position, and it gets me fired up, man. It gets me so fired up. I mean, I'm telling you, centers, I say, guys, you don't understand. I would even cover for you on a counter. I will cover for you on defense. But when I'm on offense, you better give me 30 seconds of hard work. And he's not even 30. At training, it's 30. But in a game, it takes 15 seconds to get to the other side. So he's going to work for what, 12, 13 seconds? How hard can somebody work for 12 or 13 seconds? But that's the problem sometimes. You do the drill too long. Oh, I'm going to do an animal drill for 1.5 minutes. Why? I prefer to do an animal drill for 20 seconds and you're dying. You're going to the side of the pool throwing up. Because that's what you got to do in the game. You got to be tired. You got to do that at training. All right, guys, what questions do we have? If not, I'll get busy with my writing your template and getting those things to you because, man, I love this conversation. I fired up. Maybe I'll come out of retirement. Anybody need an assistant? I mean, maybe I'll come out of retirement. I'm just missing this too much. This is too much fun.
Felix, put your hand down. You have an assistant.
All right, guys.
Hey, Rico, sorry,
Yeah.
real
Go,
quick.
Jimmy.
You talked about during the slam series, number 2, you have them do one hand, come up, do those 6 slams. But you have the other hand out of the water, did you say?
Yeah, we do it. You know, there's 2 levels. There's the beginning level, the hand is just out of the water. But on the second level, I put an impact ball on the hand. So he's still slamming with the impact ball. The key is that if you look at the center, if you look at the center, it's like this. I'll say here's the back of the center, right? So I need to make sure that they can move this way. The problem with when I don't put the weight on the opposite, they move this way. And I don't want that. Because once I do this, that means the guard can come around. But if I move this, I'm flat. He can't come around me. But once what happened a lot of times, guys will either try to grab or they will do this Statue of Liberty kind of move that way. That allows the guard to come around. And I'm in. I'm not happy.
Thank you.
All right. All right, guys, you rule. Water polo rules always. Okay, wait, we got some questions here. Come on. Come visit Perth, Australia. I'm there. As soon as that stupid Trump let me travel. Oh, South Africa. Are you kidding me? They have the best wine. I love wine. That's what I'm going to do right now. All right. All right, Hershey, how was that? Ooh, Chicago. Hey, you know, I'm very mad at my son. He went to Chicago the last 3 times and he didn't take me. That's
I've
crap.
been waiting for you to come with them.
You know, no, I keep telling him, I say, come on, man. I mean, I love Chicago. I used to go over there with a Speedo Cup and all that, you know, and then all of a sudden I don't go there. And he's like, well, Dad, you know, we couldn't do it this time. You know, we raised the kid, and then, you know what? He doesn't take care of me. What can I say? All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.
Thanks, Rico.
All righty.
Thank you.
All right. La Huyu!